it's Christy Morgan, the Blissful Chef, and I'm here with
Heather Nada from healthyeatingstartshere.com.
And today we're going to make for you a delicious superfood bar that is from Amber Shea Crawley's new book, Practically Raw Desserts. Her first book came out last year, which is not desserts, but it's called Practically Raw. And the reason I really love her books is because it gives you lots of options. It gives you lots of substitutions. If you don't have, say, goji berries, she lists off a bunch of options you can use instead for substitutions. Also, both of her books have cooked options. So say you don't have a dehydrator, but you really want to make these crackers, she'll give you the oven-baked version as well. So it's really for everybody. Even if you're not into raw food 100% or even 50%, everybody can benefit from eating more raw foods, right? For me, and I know for you, we don't eat sugar, as you know, we try not to eat sugar, definitely never refined sugar, but even like cane sugar, things like that, I try to avoid, and I don't use them in my own kitchen. I prefer maple, dates, and coconut palm sugar, which I think she uses in her book, and stevia. So I have a sweet tooth.
I have a sweet tooth too, and I love raw desserts because it's usually fruit-based, and it's so super yummy, but it's full of nutrients, and it really digests well, so I really love raw desserts.
Yeah. So when I got this, I was like, ooh, yay! Because right now I'm sort of on a pretty restricted diet just because I'm training for a competition, and I can pretty much make every single thing in here and not really worry about it. I mean, I never really feel guilty about anything I eat, but they're all super healthy. So we're both super excited about trying the superfood clusters. Me personally, I love Lara bars or any of those raw nut and fruit bars. And they're not expensive, but the packaging, I'm just not a fan of having that. And they don't have superfoods in them. So why not make your own Lara bars at home using dried fruit, dates, nuts, and then pack them with superfoods, so they're totally awesome.
Yeah, it's such a great idea, and I'm really excited about all the superfoods we have going on the counter right now.
Yes, let's talk about some of these ingredients, and we'll get started with our recipe, which is super easy. When you're making raw treats and desserts, you want to have a food processor. A blender is really best for things that are liquidy, but if you want it chunky and it needs to have that texture, a food processor is going to be the better tool. So I highly recommend you get one. The Cuisinart one is my favorite personally, but I'm sure there's a couple of other brands that do a good job as well. So let's get started.
All right, so we're starting with some nuts, and the recipe calls for walnuts, but we're using a mix of almonds and sunflower seeds, which I think is going to be a good texture combo for the walnuts. All nuts and seeds are really high in minerals, and sunflower seeds in particular are high in zinc, which helps boost your immune system function. Almonds are good for calcium, which are skin, fingernails, teeth, and hair.
We're going to do hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are amazing. They really, truly are a superfood, and they taste delicious. They have a full amino acid profile, high in protein, good fats, and a good mix of omega-3 and 6s. It has a good balance of those things. And then we're going to use cacao, which is raw chocolate powder, and we're using that instead of the acai powder because I don't have that. So if you open these recipes and you're like, oh my god, those are fancy expensive ingredients that I don't have, you're welcome to follow the substitutions. She actually says, you know, do a mix of nuts if you don't have Brazil nuts or, you know, other nuts. Brazil nuts are amazing. They have the highest selenium, right?
Yeah, that's right, and that's good for your hair.
So every lady should be eating nuts.
If you eat 3 Brazil nuts a day, you get your entire day's worth of selenium.
That's awesome. Don't be afraid of nuts, ladies. Don't eat the whole bag, but definitely get some every day if you want to have sexy hair and skin. Let's see what's next. Spirulina.
Ooh, spirulina. This one is for our friend JL.
Ooh.
It has a strong scent and flavor, so you only need a little tiny bit, but it's super high in chlorophyll and tons of antioxidants, so it's going to give you lots of energy and help your immune system as well.
I always stick it in my smoothies just for that extra little boost, and this company, Pure Hawaiian, sent me this spirulina, and it's super high quality.
It's a great company.
Yeah, it doesn't taste too funky, and I can't taste it. I like it, unlike some people. So just a pinch of sea salt. Pinch goes a long way. And we're going to blend this up first, because when you're making anything with nuts as the base, you want to pulse the nuts a little bit before you start adding in the other ingredients, so they're not like big and chunky and weird. Alright, so we're going to dump it in here, and then we're just going to press it down. And it's a good idea to have a little bowl of water nearby to wet your fingers. And as you can see, I like mine pretty well blended. I think the photo in Amber's recipe was a little more chunky, but I personally like it more blended, because then it's easier to eat.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but it's really up to you what your preference is. So I'm wetting my fingers here, and then I'm pressing it all in evenly. Perfectly in here and even.
It's nice when you press it down so much, it makes it dense and chewy for you.
Yeah, it sticks together, and you're not going to have a crumbly mess when you bite into it if you really press it together. And so we're going to put them away for a few hours in the fridge, and we'll bring them out and try them a little bit. Yay. All right, so we've been waiting not so patiently for these to be done. And like I said, if you put saran wrap or something underneath, then they easily just pop right out. And then you can cut them into whatever shape you like. And give it a taste. I'll do.
Really great texture.
Really great texture. The spirulina adds kind of a little bit of a minty flavor. Do you taste that?
A little bit, yeah.
I just love all the different textures and different things that happens in your mouth.
And it's sweet without being overly sweet, which is
Right.
so nice for a snack bar.
It's the perfect amount of sweetness, actually. So definitely check out Amber Shea Crowley's new book, Practically Raw Desserts, and her other book, Practically Raw, for delicious, healthy, raw, and cooked treats. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Hope you have a blissful day.